Well, it seems like Mujin has already put out another big video. All things coming out about PirateSoftware are like, yikes, like, damn. Yes, that is very, it's very interesting, the downfall of this man, how bad it has been. But anyways, hello YouTube, how's it going? Apparently, I also made an appearance in this video as a little cameo. People have been sending me messages that I've been in the corner. It's spotted. Thank you so freaking much, Mujin, for the recent follow, because I appear in this video, in the Cinder
Hello,
video.
YouTube!
And, oh my god, Knuckles is here again.
Before we start
okay,
today's
fine.
video, I'd like to inform you that I took an elementary school course on the alphabet and studied 25 letters. But
Knuckles?
they still didn't give me my
Knuckles?
degree. I don't know why. Also, while I was there,
What's the
I
word
told
of the day?
all of the kids that today's cuss word is alpha fucks.
No, that's not the word of the day. Please, Knuckles, please go back to the graveyard where you belong, next to the other, like, not popular Sonic characters. But either way, hello, YouTube. We are going to be watching this Mujin video about a deep dive into the violent unraveling of PirateSoftware, from industry icon to glorified lol cow. Oh my goodness, that is insane. That is it is insane how the downfall of this man has been turned into a lol cow. We're gonna be getting to that word. And also, oh my god, Android, thank you so much for the freaking 10 gifted. Thank you, W Android. Everybody say thank you, Android. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it, W. But yeah, the Mujin video, it all started with this little video about Cinder. That's where I first made my little appearance when Mujin mentioned me, and then I've been appearing in some little backgrounds. But that's not important. What's important is what's gonna happen here. And when I spot chat, if you spot me in the video, let me know.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And that phrase is perfect to describe when a massive content creator gets into controversy bad enough to end their career. But when it comes to PirateSoftware, he wasn't just a big content creator. He was someone who managed to blow up from 13,000 subscribers all the way to 1.1 million in less than 2 months, taking...
Oh my god, that is so true. I remember there was a time where this man would not stop appearing in my shorts, in my reels, in all my videos. He even got like nominated some Game Awards prize or something like that. Also, thank you, Santa, for the 101. Thank you for teaching us a lesson. Tad Leipzig of the Boop, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You changed the cuss word. You're fine. You're trying to get me demonetized at the beginning with the Knuckles redeems. I appreciate it, Tomo. You're a real one. You're the GOAT. Sorry for saying that. No, you're fine. You're fine. Sama, you're good. That was a fun joke. I'm just recording a YouTube video here. But anyways, yeah, he broke the algorithm with a flute of shorts. His MS Paint explanations, because they were very educational. Like, factually talking, this man did say some really good things. But I am genuinely curious, why as of recent? Is it a publicity stunt? I don't think it is. I think he just has a very weird set of beliefs, and that's what set him down so bad. I've been seeing video after video, but I haven't really been paying too much attention because I've been waiting for the Mujin bomb, because the Mujin is probably the most like what I like to call the best explanation. At least one catered to me, and one that I can completely understand. You're sick of hearing about this guy, to be honest. Now, understandable. I wanna educate myself. And also, you know, like I said, I need to watch it.
Over the YouTube Shorts algorithm at some point, and even making over $50,000 in one...
Oh, I'm right there! Look at that! Wait, what did I say? Life on X. Will I get the Shia Philion card? Hey, that's when I was doing the V card unboxing. Let's freaking go. And this is the PirateSoftware on Twitter. Let's just get hearing. He broke the, oh my god, he broke the hype train record. A lot of people believe in this person, which is something that I always like been content creators. Why are you like this? Like, so a lot of them that make it to the top, you made it. You getting popular is so stupidly difficult. And then suddenly they drop the ball in this level. It is insane.
Twitch stream. However, he also managed to lose all of that just as fast. His actions didn't just make him unlikable, but it exposed him, both as a brand and as a person, making people realize that they had subscribed to him over lies or exaggerations, and that he never showed his true self until now. You've no doubt somehow heard about this already. So many people are talking about him because it's that much of a crazy story, and so I thought of making a video going back to the first ever incident and how it led us here today. So without further ado, let's do this. All right, so the first question to even ask here is, where the hell did PirateSoftware even come from? Well, he created his channel in 2016, and while his channel would grow over the years, it would do so in a very slow manner, reaching 13,000 subscribers after 7 years. But then, at the end of October 2023, he would take a decision that would change his life forever. And that would be uploading highlights of his Twitch streams as YouTube Shorts. These were such an incredible success that for a while they took over the YouTube Shorts algorithm. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if a huge portion of you watching this video right now came across these shorts on your own time. The views speak for themselves, with tens of millions of people. Not gonna lie, I can remove the scale from the person. Because there's a lot of actors, YouTubers, content creators who have amazing skills. This man, PirateSoftware, has a good voice. He has a genuinely good voice. He has that voice of like, yeah, I should listen to this guy. He sounds smart. But then, you know, when he starts speaking, it's like, oh my God, that's pretty stupid. Being exposed to his channel for the first time and liking it. But how did he manage to do that when so many others couldn't? Well, many different shorts actually share the same factors. All you have to do is just watch one to understand the appeal. This short right here, titled Social Engineering, has every single one of these factors combined. So let's take a look at it and then I'll explain. Watch.
So when I worked at Blizzard, I had to do a social engineering task where I had to hit customer support, and I had to get 50 questions answered. And let me tell you, I got my questions answered. I shouldn't have. That was the problem. They're not supposed to answer those. And one of the things that I found that was really interesting is people that had been there for 1 year were really, really hard to trick. But people that had been there for 5 years were really easy to trick. What have we learned? We've learned that training is the issue. Everybody that actually worked at the company got training in their first year, and then they never got training again. So they became complacent, exactly. The director of CS came, and he said, I want the names. And I said, I'm not giving you the names. You're just going to fire those people. And he goes, I'm going to go to your boss. I was like, do it. My boss is like, you got the names? I was like, yeah. And he goes, you going to give them to him? And I was like, no. And he goes, he's not going to give you the names, bud. And then I sat down and I was like, look, I'm not giving you the names, because if I did, you'd fire all of these people that are your best employees, the ones that have been here the longest, and in 4 years, you will have the exact same problem with the people that are newbies right now. The issue is not the employees, it's your training regimen. I sat down with him, we created a new 6-month training regimen. Guess what? I went back about a year later, did the same thing. All those people passed with flying colors. Not a single one of them answered my questions. Well, there you have it. The deep voice with the confidence and eloquence in... Exactly! Oh my God, the deep voice, it gets you. And that's what some people are so easy to trick just by smoothness. Like, there's a beauty bias in nature, and this man has a good voice, and that a lot says alone. I'm gonna let Mujin cook, but this comment by the Red Joker. Not everyone who works at Blizzard works on the games. That is true, and apparently there's speculations that this man had bare minimum. He's like a Nepo Baby, but that's a word that I'm willing to reserve my final judgment on, if it's really a Nepo Baby or not. Also, the hair, I'm not jealous of. Smooth hair too. His speech, as well as the whiteboard he was drawing on at the bottom that was meant to soothe any attention span issues Gen Z might have, was the perfect combination. Additionally, this story made him out to be a genius, but not just any genius, a noble genius who saved 8 employees from losing their jobs by standing up to the evil boss. And where did that boss work? At some unknown company? No, he worked at the grand, prestigious video game company, Blizzard Entertainment. Yes, that's right, this guy right here, talking in such an amazing, eloquent tone, worked at Blizzard Entertainment, and that's something he would make sure to mention any chance he got. When I worked at Blizzard, I did that for Blizzard, 7 years, yeah. Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment.
Anyway, we'll get back to that later in the video, but for now, all you have to understand is that these shorts were extremely... Spoiler alert, he denies working at Blizzard. This is what made me think that this man is like probably tweaking and had a crash out of the universe. Yeah. There's a clip out there. He's probably gonna spoil. I'm spoiling this video already. I haven't watched it, but I know because I've seen so many people talking about this man. It's like he denies it. It's like, oh, it wasn't that much. Tee. It's like there's a combination of saying how many stories you have of this shit. Effective. PirateSoftware had gone from 13,000 subscribers to 1 million before the year even ended. That's 2 months, going from 13,000 to 1.1 million. And over time, his shorts have racked up almost 2.3 billion views, a massive, astounding achievement in such a short amount of time. But YouTube wasn't the only platform that benefited. I mean, these shorts were highlights from his streams, so of course people went to those streams to see the real thing live. And so his Twitch channel went from 400 concurrent viewers to thousands.
I need to make shorts. I need to make shorts. I need to make shorts.
Months, he was at over
shorts is the way.
8,000 concurrent viewers. That's top 1% of the top 1%. Now look, of course you might think, well, there are bigger streamers
I'm having
out there,
some
of course, but even those streamers must have gotten
chips.
envious sometimes because of how loyal and supportive PirateSoftware's community was. On December 2023, he would beat Twitch's hype train record. When enough people donate bits or gift subs, the hype train is activated, starting at level 1. While that's happening, a timer starts counting down to 0. If more people donate, the timer resets and they get to level 2. PirateSoftware's community had gotten him to level 55, and they discovered together that level 55 was actually the cap. No one had ever reached a hype train level this high on the entire platform. He had gotten over 7.
Chat. This is 7,000 subscribes. And then there's 1,825,000 bits with 696. I can tell you an estimate money of how much that is. This is an awful estimate, but I'm gonna bring on my calculator. I'm gonna do the PirateSoftware thing, but I'm gonna doodle with my no, I'm just gonna use it here. So bits are 1 bit equals 1 cent. That is the easiest math right there. Subs don't really have a specific value. Maybe he can. Maybe Mujing is gonna say it, but let me do my own math here. So easy math, the bits, it would be 18. Hold on. Ah! Oh, thank you, Cyber. Thank you so much for the throne. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support throne. Thank you. More Sonic art on the making. Let's go. Bro could be the the amount of cuss words I could share with those bits. You want to make some more redeems like the one at the beginning of this video with those bits? Hell yeah, please do it. What's the currency? USD, I assume. I'm gonna assume that it's USD. Let's assume those subs are all tier 1 bought with USD. Yeah, how much is a sub? Let's say minimum a sub is like $2. So no, subs are, so they're more a little more or a little less. It depends on what's happening. Also, hype trains sometimes have like discounts. But anyways, here's the math of the bits. This one's easy. It is it's $18,000 or $180,000. Let's see. It is so $6, 5,000, 25,800. $18,000. Holy shit. There's a calculator out there as well for all this stuff, by the way. There are websites that will tell you. I don't need to be watching the videos. So isn't that like a 75? Oh yeah, there's a split for people who are like partners and stuff like that. Yeah, that is true. So so it's not $2. It's maybe a little more or a little less. So if we do the math of the bits here, my calculator. Hold up. I wish. Okay, enter the bit amount. Is 18696. Convert to bits. It is $18,000 only in bits. Get your snacks, because I'm be here for a while. And something before partner, it got lowered to split. So this was before getting partner as well. That is insane. But that's $18,000. And let's say that 18,000. Let's do the extremely low math. Let's say that each sub of those is like about $2, but it's supposed to be more than that. So if we got $18,000, and then we have let's say 7,321 times 2, it's equal $14,000 plus 18,000. Not plus, plus 18,000. Bro, that's 30K. That's 30K and counting. That's 30K and counting. That is a lot. That is a lot of money right there. But anyways, I'm gonna continue watching the video. Gotcha. Thank you, Santa, for the help.
7,000 subs and 1.8 million bits. If you don't know what this means, he had essentially made $50,000 in
Oh, I was way off.
one stream. This
Go,
guy's
Matt.
community was so unstoppable that it made everyone else be aware of his existence. So much so that he actually was able to get nominated to the Streamer Awards in December of 2023. He was barely getting viral. But this is just how influential he was in such a short span of time. But what I want you to understand here is that the Streamer Awards actually have way bigger streamers than Software and other category nominations.
Sain, do you like
For
Mojang?
example,
Yes,
like
I like Mojang. I
XQC
went to
or
marry
Kai
Mojang.
Cenat. These streamers would of course send their own communities to go vote for them on the website, and they did so with no issues. But when PirateSoftware sent his community to vote for him, they crashed the fucking website. No other content creator had even come close to crashing the website. So it goes without saying that he won the Best Software and Game Development Streamer Award in 2023. He wasn't just absolutely killing it, the guy was speedrunning being a content creator, getting to 1 million subs, getting hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitch, winning streamer awards, and beating records when it came to donations on Twitch. So of course, I say this with no exaggeration, the sky was the limit and the guy was barely getting started. If he could achieve that in just a couple of months, what could he achieve in years? Would he become a legend? Achieve stardom? Either way, he was unstoppable until he wasn't. And he had no one to blame but himself. The first incident that would begin his cataclysmic downfall was, in the most ironic way possible, in a World of Warcraft dungeon. Yes, Blizzard Entertainment's biggest game of all time. And it would become his worst nightmare. Guys, I don't think World of Warcraft needs any introduction, okay? It came out in 2004 and revolutionized gaming forever. Many games tried to copy it, many games tried to compete with it, they all died, and this game is still alive today in 2025. Now, throughout the years, it has received many different expansions, 9 in total. And while they would add more content, quests, story, sometimes new races, sometimes new classes, some of them would also permanently alter the game's fundamental mechanics. In other words, the game that you're playing now in 2025 is vastly different from the game that you would have played on release day. One could even go as far as saying that they're completely different.
Got hair like this? I'm jealous. This part here I see it with the retreating was not completely his fault, but yes, the rest is. This is, yeah, it may have, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I need to see the context of that because I heard that this was very infamous. I mean, it may just be gaming. If you're selfish in a game, that doesn't equal to always to like real life decisions or like what you beliefs and stuff like that. It may have been a dirty thing, but I want to see more of the context of this before I say my final saying on this, because I heard vaguely what the World of Warcraft thing that happened.
Different games at this point. Seeing that so many people's most meaningful gaming experience while they were growing up was World of Warcraft, a lot of them yearned for nostalgia. A lot of them wanted to relive those days when all they had to do was worry about mechanics from 10 or even 15 years ago. This would result in the rise of WoW private servers, unofficial servers ran by fans in which they would use old versions of the game. At some point, Blizzard would start taking down some of the most popular private servers and would cause community outrage, with many asking Blizzard directly, well, why are you going to take them down, seeing that there's demand for them if you're not going to make one of your own? And so they took their sweet time, but eventually, in the year 2019, they would launch World of Warcraft Classic, bringing back World of Warcraft exactly how it was back during patch 1.12.1 of September 2006, before the launch of its first ever expansion. It would run in parallel to the normal World of Warcraft today, and would slowly re-release its expansions, allowing people to relive them once more. In the summer of 2023, World of Warcraft Classic would release the Hardcore Realms game mode. These are separate servers from normal ones in which you can create a new character, but if you die, you lose that character forever, hence why it was called Hardcore. And this is where Sodapoppin comes in, a streamer that has been streaming for over a decade now. In his early days, he was a popular World of Warcraft streamer, and when he saw the announcement of World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, he would create a Hardcore streamer guild in October 2023, in which he and a bunch of other big streamers would try their best to level up their character to level 60 without dying, and eventually also try to do endgame content. It was a big success, so at the end of 2024, he decided to launch Season 2, this time better and bigger than ever before. The amount of streamers that participated in this season 2 was insane. There are streamers here who had never even played World of Warcraft that were huge in games that they played. Some were League of Legends pros, some were Counter-Strike pros. I mean, the list went on. It was an astounding amount of people. And of course, one of the many, many big streamers that had joined OnlyFangs was none other than PirateSoftware.
Oh my
Seeing that
God.
he had built such a massive influence over the year
He'd be
of
looking like this.
2024, adding him to the guild was seen as a net positive. It was seen as a
I
good
should play
thing,
WoW.
until one day it wasn't. The maximum level you could reach in World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore was level 60, and getting there just by itself is already an ordeal that lasts dozens of hours and sees you try your best to not die. Now, Dire Maul is a dungeon that you can only access if you're level 58 at the minimum, and its appeal is the amount of great gear that it drops. Dungeons are typically ran by 5 people, so PirateSoftware and 4 other streamers decided to take this on in order to get better gear. Now usually, when you're in a dungeon or a raid, there's always a team leader, someone who calls the shots. It's a very stressful role, especially in a raid when you're managing a couple dozen people, and it's even crazier in hardcore World of Warcraft because whatever you decide might affect the accounts of the people playing. One wrong move and they lose dozens of hours of progress, and it's all on you. I'm saying
World of
this
Warcraft
because I want
is,
you to bear in mind that PirateSoftware.
I have very weird experiences with MMO. I like MMOs from far away. I used to like the idea, ooh, let's play some games with people that are all over the world randomly. And then you realize you are playing games with random people all over the world. And that's the problem. It's you go into a map and it's just a bunch of people walking and trying to offer you random bullshit. Just like, that's what happened with me. The last one I played was Final Fantasy 14 for a little bit, and it was cute until it wasn't. Until like, this just feels like shore. And like a lot of like gacha games lately, they just feels like a bunch of shore. There's a cozy feeling to it that I really appreciate from this kind of games, and also the fact that you're playing with some friends, just like enjoying them. That's what I like about it. That's my experience with MMO. Very simple. Sain is the best mage. Heck yes. I would be a red mage. Megumi Sain. Heck yeah. But yeah, no, I have no beef. Only that it's not for me anymore. At some point it was, until it wasn't.
Is not the group leader here. But as silly as this sounds, the beginning of PirateSoftware's downfall was because of this dungeon and what you're about to see here. The YouTuber Dev, otherwise known as Short Fat Otaku, great name by the way, combined the perspectives of everyone who was streaming in the dungeon minus one person. One of them was PirateSoftware on the top right. As you're watching this, you're going to hear the team leader say, run. In World of Warcraft dungeons or raids, this means retreat, but help each other retreat. Not every man for himself, don't care about your teammates. You're meant to stick around, try your best to outmaneuver the enemies while making sure your teammates also make it out with you. But as you might guess, that's not what happened here at all. Watch.
God damn it.
Run.
Just run. Guitar, you dummy.
All right, so he said run.
He took that literally.
The team
The
tries
man-
their best to make sure that they all get out together.
Massives.
No.
Look at PirateSoftware.
Also, are you fine? Any grenades,
I got last
anything?
stand. You can just
Heal him,
kill
heal
me.
him, heal him, heal him.
Yeah, just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
Muscles on me, sitting bare form.
Snubby, just run.
I can help block.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's out of there.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
What are you talking about? Why am I walking?
This
Look
is
at my mana.
savageable. Come on,
Innervate you?
man.
Kill the.
So his teammate told him, Pirate, why are you walking, bro? This is salvageable. Come on, man. He doesn't care. He keeps running all by himself.
So you
Just kill the
reply,
mastiffs.
Innervate.
Innervate the healer.
this is just like me playing Minecraft with teammates on never let me play Minecraft with other streamers.
Kill the mastiffs. We got this. In a sense of.
War something.
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
Just kill the mastiffs. One shot. Okay, we
More than
another
more.
shot.
He's just
Right now.
laughing. Oh, he's sabotaging.
Mastiffs can be ice novas.
Now we're gonna wait.
That made him look so bad. I can't stand with for what you said for Wookiee anymore. He clearly had the face of like, oh yeah, I'm mucking this. He was told to run, but he was just camping.
Run.
Evocation's on cooldown, man.
Wait, look at him still running! What kind of?
You have a boss in you. You called run.
Getting slowed.
He's out of there. I don't know who. Okay, okay. Maybe I'm not completely out with you for Wookiee, but at the same time, because I don't know the mechanics of this game properly. but he's just out of there. Look at his teammates. It's like, oh no.
I cannot stun him. Also,
No, just run out.
So, that sounded like a massive fuck up, didn't it?
Yes, it did, short fat otaku. Bear in mind, Pirate Software's excuse here was, I have no mana, I can't help you, when he clearly had 2 items in his inventory that could bring back up his mana. He could have totally helped and saved his 2 teammates that ended up dying.
He had mana.
Losing all their progress. This was a disaster. One of his teammates, Yamato, on the left here, confronted him and was asking him what happened, like what's going on. And this was what Pirate Software had to say right after the fact.
You instantly ran. You didn't even look
as much as you're angry right now. Of course I ran.
Don't be angry at all.
You overpulled 2 packs. You overpulled 2 packs and a boss. I had 1,400 mana left. I had to spend all of that mana to try and put it on Blizzard to save you guys in the first place, and nothing left. You weren't paying attention to party resources, you overpulled, and you weren't paying attention to where the boss was. That's not on me.
So 2 of his teammates pretty much lost everything. He very clearly ran on his own when he could have just said, you know what, look, yes, I panicked, I screwed up, my bad, sorry. But he instead decides to blame his entire team except for himself. It was your guys' fault for pulling in the enemies. It was your guys' fault for calling run in the middle of a fight. It was your guys' fault for this and that. This was very weird behavior. I mean, this is just a game. And he was acting like if he apologized, he would be committing a cardinal sin or something. It made his teammates very uncomfortable to the point where the guild leader had to step in. Now, Soda Poppin was initially the guild leader, but then unexpectedly, he dueled Tyler 1, who had leveled up to level 60 and became a very important member of the guild in a fight that would determine who the new guild master would be. What no one was expecting, though, was that Tyler 1 would beat Soda Poppin, becoming the guild master. Seeing that this was becoming
you may know more about these kind of games too, Foobs. I believe you. I'm gonna choose to believe you on that one. Maybe he couldn't restore it even with the aforementioned items. But damn, I still feel like that's warrant all the hate, all this, just one little escapade. How much did you lose when you lose in a battle like that? Because I know that some games, like some MMOs, have like big penalty if you die, and those penalties can be like a day's worth of training or some items lost that can cost a lot of like training as well, because you have to go fetch them. So yeah, I disagree with him with the Blizzard stuff, but not this. This is a minor. This seems almost to me, with my knowledge of not Blizzard, but my knowledge of World of Warcraft. This seems like this is warrant all the hate. He's just a awful player, but not warrant all the hate so far. But I guess it's like infamy of like, oh, it's a coward. I guess it's just like reputation in the community. I read only. Yeah, I also read the other word you said.
Guild issue. He had to step in and brought both Yamato and Pirate Software into a call in order to.
It's the guild's name's OnlyFangs.
The result: a catastrophe. Watch.
What do you want, man?
Let me say it again.
He already said his
Pirates.
Go on.
Oh,
Yeah, I want to speak to him because I didn't speak to him correctly. I said it again. We all did mistakes, bro. Like I didn't say.
Cross Nova is a 3-second route.
It's about the zero accountability is what makes us so mad.
There's no zero accountability, dude. Everyone can do something better. But when you open up and you yell over another person,
listen,
like you were doing earlier.
Speak?
Nah, I'm good. See ya. I'm not doing that shit again with him. Nah, he did it the first time. I'm not doing it a second one. Not interested.
It's a bad teammate in general.
This is so weird. Yamato was being as mature as possible here, saying, listen, this was all our fault. We're not blaming you. We just want you to admit, just like we've admitted, that we all screwed up. And he couldn't even say that, leaving the call like an immature disrespect.
Look, in general, if you have a bad teammate like this, man, but regardless if he could or could not salvage this, or he really had no way to like get back in as a mage, the way he's treating all of this, he's not entitled or obligated to apologize for something like this. He was an awful teammate. He would just like, best you can do is just like, probably warn or someone else and just move away. This is it's kind of petty.
Respectful baby, as Yamato was talking, this not only rubbed his dungeon teammates the wrong way, it rubbed the entire OnlyFangs guild as well as the viewers the wrong way. As criticism was mounting, PirateSoftware was for the first time confronting massive controversy coming his way. At any point in time, he could have just simply apologized and moved on. Instead, he only chose to double down, playing the victim and saying that other streamers and OnlyFangs just want to cause problems with him for no reason whatsoever.
Content is causing drama and problems. There's a lot of streamers actually in this guild that want to cause problems specifically with me, and have even stated so publicly on their Twitch, saying that they want to have a fight with me for content. That's not content. That's dog shit. Ridiculous. Keep it. Not going to be a part of it.
I mean, seriously, why would people just want to attack you unprovoked for no reason whatsoever? What a cruel world we live in. The bulk of these events would unfold from January 10th to January 12th, 2025. By that time, PirateSoftware would have received so much
I got the long
criticism,
tweet.
so much hate
The long
that
tweet.
he felt compelled to
The
post a
Bibble.
long tweet explaining his point of view on Twitter, saying, "To those trying to character assassinate me online for a bad pull in Dire Mall WoW Hardcore, this is Hardcore WoW, and a lot is on the line when you step foot into a dungeon. Here is a light breakdown of the last 24 hours.
Oh,
Our
so
party went
there
the
we
long
go.
way.
So hardcore WoW is the one where you lose your account. So he salvaged the account and let the teammates to probably die.
Overpulled multiple packs with a boss. The shot caller made the call to run, then went back on that call. During the run out, another pack was pulled as we had opted to skip it previously,
The
which
fall
is
has
never
been
a good thing.
wild.
Communication was completely broken throughout this, and it was our second time failing the dungeon. Everyone played poorly, and 2 people ultimately lost their characters for it. Each person in this group made mistakes.
2 people
including
lost their
myself. I have
characters?
never once
That's a lot
said
of
I was
work.
perfect in my play, nor that I was a god gamer. I'm just an ex-Blizzard
I'd
employee
be
that has
pissed too.
played Mage for a long time. To
I
pin
would
that
be
on a
pissed.
single person is absurd at best, and if you're calling for death and cancellation over it, you're too invested in this content in a very unhealthy way. If you're a creator engaging in this kind of behavior, then eventually your content wave will end, but the relationships you've sullied will be permanent. Hope it was worth it for you. To those trying to defend me, don't worry about it. This too shall pass. Do not attack anyone else on my behalf. I've always hated that kind of behavior. I have no intention of stopping making things or not doing stuff as I have already been. Those who are banned will stay so. I've never liked that kind of knee-jerk reaction behavior in our community before, and I will not be changing that now. For those that don't understand why they will stay banned, we had a 10-hour-long hate raid over it live on Twitch. We had to ban nearly 4,000 accounts across all platforms, and our moderators received death
Jeez.
threats regularly throughout it all. People called for me to be killed both in-game and out-of-game. They tried to get me banned from Twitch, the guild, and WoW. They tried to make disparaging comments about our ferret rescue or that we somehow hurt animals. They tried to spread rumors saying I was convicted of felonies and many other things. The internet hate machine will not defeat me.
I get it. We just learned that the 2 people that so 2 people lost their characters. That's hardcore World of Warcraft. Just means that you lose everything. That's like days, hours, months of progress being lost in one like big responsibility. It's like if you lose in the game, you lose the account pretty much. That's I'd be pissed too, but then I'm not sure if it warrants all this hate. Maybe because it's a big deal to the community to like if you're gonna commit to this kind of commitment, like at least make an attempt. He claimed he had no mana, so damn, I'm not sure. Maybe it's the me that I haven't been part of it, but I feel like it's all this hate is like too much, especially to have like 4,000 people like freaking harassing you all day for this. Maybe I keep saying the word for this, and that term probably will not roll off the World of Warcraft community well at all. You lose a lot, but not everything. I see. You hate the environment of content creation at the moment. It's a little bit overblown. I like and hate it. There's a lot that goes into the line. It's impressive. It changes people's life and everything, for the good and for the worst. I would since I would keep most of my money and good items, I don't need the bank outs. I see. But yeah, let's keep learning about this.
Or the community that supports me. See you in WoW Hardcore tomorrow.
Same
So
for
this was
you.
posted on January 13th, 2025. And while he did admit that everyone in the group made mistakes, including himself, it truly didn't feel genuine. It seemed like it was absolutely impossible for him to just say, "I'm sorry, I misplayed." He
So hi,
just
Trixie.
couldn't do it. Someone pointed that out, saying, "Where's the I messed up?" And PirateSoftware said, "Apparently you have no idea how to read. Hope this helps," highlighting the paragraph in which he said, "Each person in this group made mistakes, including myself." Again, it was worded in a disingenuous way. He just couldn't take individual accountability here, no matter what. The top comment was a WoW streamer known by Joker D saying, "Just take the L, it's not that hard," to which PirateSoftware said, "Hope this was worth it for you." So overall, this entire response didn't really help him at all. And even if it did, he would single-handedly ruin any progress he might have had in the coming days. He would double down, triple down, quadruple down, quintuple down, and eventually sextuple down, only to call OnlyFangs a content guild built on hate.
And a lot of it was from a rogue that was bitching the entire time about every goddamn thing that was going on except for his own play. But the mage is the one at fault because the mage is the hero class and the mage has to do everything perfectly. Everyone in that played badly. The druid butt pulled an extra pack on the way out. The tank chose to take us into a bad route through the entirety of the dungeon, pulled 2 packs and the boss at the same time. I, as the mage, went into that fight with 40% mana, tried to use my resources, used them poorly, and got myself out when the call was made to run, which, by the way, was made by them as well. Everyone played badly. In fact, the only person who didn't was the healer. And I explained that in the Twitter post, but no one wants to hear that shit. Because they want it to be a double down, a triple down, a quadruple down. They want to have a villain. They want to have an enemy. They want to fight that shit into the ground. They want to send death threats to people over it. Because they're goddamn insane. Because this guild has turned into a content guild built on hate, not a content guild.
I think the guild should have chose a better teammate at PirateSoftware. He's not obligated to apologize, unfortunately. He has an L by the community. He doesn't want to accept it, but it is whatever.
Guild built on experiences. Because they're freaking monsters, dude.
It's just crazy how we got to this point and we're not even halfway through this drama, and all he had to really realistically do was look at the camera and say, you know what, I'm sorry. We all misplayed, yes, but I screwed up by running away the way I did. I had 2 items that could have restored my mana so I could help the 2 people who died, but I just simply panicked and ran away. And so even though we all misplayed, I just want to say I'm sorry for my play. But no, it was too hard for him. Guys, he worked at Blizzard, and Blizzard employees simply don't make mistakes. That's a given. As PirateSoftware was too busy playing the victim, a clip of the streamer Lucari surfaced in which she was doing a dungeon with PirateSoftware. You see, Lucari is someone who had never played World of Warcraft up until this point. He was playing a mage just like Pirate, but he was kind of having a hard time keeping up with everything going on. Here's how Pirate treated him. I'm sure you can tell from the title. PirateSoftware bullying a totally new player to the game.
Nothing would
Pathetic,
change.
dude. Watch.
You basically have to evocate to get your mana back for the next pull.
Reminded me, sorry, I don't play the game, so I forgot. If you remind me, I can help you up real quick.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party, you're right, Jen. If only someone else would cast Arcane. If only.
PirateSoftware building a totally new player.
Can't really keep wishing for things that just aren't here, though.
That's true. That's true. Can't wish for the rogue. Can't wish for another mage to cast Arcane in.
Yeah.
Brother, may I have some oats? Oh, since we have 2 mages, we could probably poly.
What the heck?
Wait, we have 2 mages. Oh, man.
Oh my god, the booty at the
Here
top.
I've been the only one casting Arcane in. Incredible.
I didn't even notice.
It's wild, right?
I was actually reading the
even
chat.
reality TV can't recreate such an awkward moment, man. Just
What
ruining
the
the
heck?
whole vibe.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party, you're right, Jen.
Hey man, I'm new to
That
the
is
game,
such
so
a-
if you want me to help with Arcane, just let me know. Remind me.
This man's ego is through the roof,
in
though.
the game, right, chat? Oh, we have 2 mages. Oh, I didn't know that. All that in the face of a new player
No,
who's
it's over
being
to
nothing
Blizzard.
but nice, honestly. And yet PirateSoftware had the gall to complain about being bullied by other content
That's the
creators
new
when he
line.
was literally doing that to someone as innocent as Lucari. The culmination of all this would force Soda
Hi,
to
Alice,
take
how's
the
it going?
decision of kicking PirateSoftware from OnlyFangs, pinging everyone in the OnlyFangs
recording a YouTube
Discord
video.
and saying
What's up?
this. Yes, I made a decision to kick Pirate. I felt a large majority of people in the guild felt uncomfortable playing or being around him.
I would
and
never
all that
bash
drama
you.
that surrounded him at this point.
See, that's the thing. I would bash you. I would bash anybody in the game. I do a lot of trash talking when I play games, but but in a fun way. Not like he did. It's like that's cocky. That felt a little unwarranted in some kind of occasion. This is no excuse to be unrude. Yeah.
Point.
It was
Even
rude.
though some people may have not felt that way, a lot did. And after seeing some clips today from him quadrupling down, or I don't know what number
I have
we're on
good
at this point,
sportsmanship.
I think I'm making the right
Trust
decision,
me.
but still I feel bad. Try to just let this whole thing slide into forgetfulness and move on, in my opinion. Stay safe, gamers. So look, at the end of the day, in World of Warcraft in general, when you're in a raid or a dungeon, you have to trust every single member on your team to make sure that not only you complete the raid or dungeon, but that you also survive. This also applies on a way bigger scale in World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, because one bad teammate can cost you the account that you've put dozens or even hundreds of hours in. And people just couldn't trust someone who couldn't take any accountability like PirateSoftware. As soon as things would have gone wrong, he would have probably just ran for his life and said he had no mana again. And not many people really felt sorry for him because at the end of the day, he was the embodiment of this meme. No one was forcing him to sextuple down. No one was forcing him to bully a new player. The only person who was shooting themselves in the foot with a shotgun was none other than PirateSoftware. At this point, Jason Thor Hall, otherwise known as PirateSoftware, was slowly but surely becoming
all these
a lolcow.
memes. I've seen all these memes all across Twitter. It is insane. Help us. We are dying. Please, God, help us. I am roaching. Here's what you need to know. I have no mana. I wasted it all on purpose. What do you want me to do? I worked at Blizzard. Oh, Foobs. As for the mana pot, max level mana pots are safe for raids due to being annoying to get or expensive. They do fill up every 25 to 50% of the mana though, so it could have been used. Maybe it could have been. But oh my god, this is so insane. I want to get to the nitty-gritty. I want to get to here.
Because fundamentally speaking, a lolcow is never aware that they're a lolcow. Look, there are a lot of definitions of what a lolcow is, but if I had to sum it up, well, it would be very simple.
I feel like all this Blizzard stuff, the Blizzard stuff, I mean the World of Warcraft stuff is like kind of like,
they would be constantly
it is what it is.
Convinced that
Awful
they are
gamer.
the perfect human being, never able to admit fault, and never willing to, even when they know that they're in the
topic
wrong. This
that I want to
itself
listen
becomes very entertaining, and there are many examples.
Personally,
they come in all shapes, sizes, and even colors. And the mage who ran out of mana was about to join their ranks imminently. All he had to do to avoid this fate was just fucking apologize, man. But he just couldn't. In fact, what he ended up doing was maybe one of the cringiest things in this entire video. I genuinely can't believe that someone in his 30s said this, but I mean, watch this yourself. You'll know what I mean.
I didn't get this deep. Stop feeding into it. All of the accounts that are messaging me are getting reported. There's a funny fact about this. I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. There's a whole lot of other people there that still know me. And all of these reports are going directly to them. They're well aware of the situation, and everybody who's messaging me, they're going to get read. It's kind of a dumbass thing to do, and I can't wait for all of them to get banned. Yep.
What?
Yeah, so all you guys whispering me right now with these threats, well, guess what? My dad works at Nintendo, and I'm going to tell him personally about every single one of you, so good job. See you later.
I felt my insides just internally like shrivel.
It's like, bro, if they're sending you death threats, you really just have to report them in game, and I'm sure something will happen. You don't have to actually bother your Blizzard alumni.
I can't wait to ban you all.
14th. And guys, I swear to you, I am constantly impressed by how ironic life can be. I don't think we live in a simulation, but sometimes I do get the feeling, because some things are just so perfect in comedic timing, you'd think that there was someone writing a script. One day after this clip came out, PirateSoftware was streaming the game Ashes of Creation during its second alpha. This is an MMORPG similar to World of Warcraft, and it also has raids as well as dungeons. During a raid, PirateSoftware would wipe the entire team. He would kill everyone single-handedly by pulling in the wrong unit. What would be his first reaction? Well, watch for yourself.
Sabu is not paying attention.
He pulled in the enemy.
Sabu.
And he died.
God damn it, guys.
No, he pulled the ocular.
So one of you pulled the ocular. Why? Now half the raid is dead. Was there a reason for that?
He's got 20 gifted as well. Holy shit. I want 20 gifted.
I swear, it is so funny knowing that he was the one who pulled the ocular. This is also another thing with lolcows. They are unintentionally hilarious. PirateSoftware here was genuinely pissed, okay? He genuinely was livid. But knowing that he was the one who caused the wipe is so fucking funny. It showed people that World of Warcraft wasn't an isolated case. He was doing this in Ashes of Creation and would very easily do this a third time somewhere else. It was him. He was the issue here. And his lack of accountability was astounding. But you know what else is astounding? His ability to keep digging himself in deeper holes. During this whole fiasco, Joker D would talk about PirateSoftware and would call him out.
I honestly fuck PirateSoftware. Like, straight up, bro, this dude is a complete fraud. At least in the WoW space, I don't care if he worked for fucking Blizzard. the guy probably made fucking coffee for some devs. I don't even believe for a second.
So out of all the streamers and OnlyFans, Joker D probably went the hardest on PirateSoftware. He took segments of this rant and uploaded it as a YouTube video. That YouTube video would then be removed due to a violation of community guidelines, and the person who striked it cited the reason as being harassment and cyberbullying. One could only guess who took this video down. I mean, seriously. Joker D would never reveal the name of the brand or whatever that was behind this, but seeing that the video had gotten brigaded by PirateSoftware's community, for many, it was safe to say that PirateSoftware was the one who took this video down because he simply didn't like it, abusing the copy strike system on YouTube. Seeing that Pokemon had done this in the past, back in 2020, getting an amazing community reaction, and of course we can't forget about Alinity doing this as well back in 2018. Wow, I'm old.
I'm gonna copy strike this guy.
I mean, it was genius.
Yo, the power of creators that are big is so stupidly OP in so many occasions. The fact that you're able to get away with it because numbers, it's insane too.
It worked so well for every content creator who had done that prior. So obviously, this was the play. Congratulations. You know, it's so fascinating to me how the internet works sometimes. Someone could mind their own business for months, for years, for decades, but as soon as they do something that makes them so incredibly unlikable, the internet starts seeing a big red target on your back and they strike.
We want me to copy strike you?
Building up a huge loyal community in just a span of a couple of months. When January 2025 came by though, he proved to us that he had another talent, building up a massive community of very loyal
You can make content.
haters.
I'm gonna start beef with my
These
VTuber
incidents that we
friends.
just talked about had ensured that.
You strike me, just hit me in the I don't care.
Would start scrutinizing every single aspect of PirateSoftware, both as a brand and as a person, only to eventually dismantle this massive empire that
Right
he
now,
had built.
look, right now, if a big content creator wanted to like clip some out of context nonsense for me and give me some huge like I don't know, some big giant out of context moment and make me look bad, I wouldn't stand a chance. Like genuinely, like not that it would happen, but I've had moments that were like very like I say my occasional dark joke on stream, nothing insensitive to hurt, but dressed the wrong way, set the wrong way, out of context, it could potentially like damage me. And if a community has like enough big you know enough power, I would be screwed. People can like start believing that shit. That's usually how it works in the internet, and people will never forget that. That's the scary part, which is why sometimes the VTuber community, and yes, I'm gonna start talking about the VTuber community, it is overwhelmingly nice to each other. I met genuinely amazing people like Frenchie and Fubuki. Hi, Foops. Thank you for the Gigantify emote. But holy smoke, those are some of my closest friends in the VTuber sphere. There's a lot of people out there who are like awkwardly like nice for no reason. Like even like we haven't done like a vibe check. I've done vibe check with people before, you know, completely start like socializing with them in some manner. But then, you know, I don't know. It's kind of strange how the VTuber sphere kind of works. But to the primary point, it is how strange it can be to have a community that is bigger than yours like just eat you up for no reason. Hell, it can but in a weird occasion you can triumph and actually like overcome it if some start seeing the truth. Or get this, if another content creator different than the one who's accusing you believes in you, suddenly defends you, suddenly you get the power of that one, and then you can like overwhelm like the reality. It is strange. Do you need a reason to be nice? No, I don't need a reason to be nice. I'm nice all the time. I'm not saying that I am nice, but I can be nice all the time. But there's a different type of niceness that I'm trying to approach. It's like people who are trying to be like overwhelmingly positive without doing like a vibe check, or just trying to approach you without knowing you as if they knew you. I'm like, yeah, I can give some examples about this in a future occasion. We have seen a little kindness that always helps. That is at least a positive side of it.
Now look, just to be clear, Pirate Software has always had haters, dating all the way
It
back
is
to
strange,
September
yeah.
2024, and there were earlier instances too. This is normal. When you
I
get
know
famous,
Alice for
when
many,
you
many
take
years.
over the
I've done a
algorithm
vibe check
the
with
way he
Alice
did, some
in
people
many,
will
many
naturally
occasions.
get fatigued from you. I mean, you might not believe this, but even someone like Queso
Yeah,
has haters.
that's what I need to do
because he's
first.
a massive content creator, no pun intended.
Before I be
Some of
nice
these
without
early
knowing the
haters of
person.
Pirate Software would start making videos talking about his past. About how, for example, he wasn't the game developer he was making himself out to be, especially with his Blizzard experience. About how he used to go by the name of Maldavius Figtree and was a well-renowned furry in Second Life and EVE Online. But those videos would never get enough traction to actually matter. As you can see, this video right here with the title of Pirate Software, the streamer who faked his game dev career, had reached almost 100,000 views.
I heard that
From the
loud and
like
clear.
dislike ratio, we can see how Pirate Software had somehow, either directly or indirectly, sent his community to brigade this video, and just like Joker D's video, it was taken down by abusing the copy strike system and inciting harassment and cyberbullying. So essentially, if you were an early hater of Pirate Software, if you had something to say, well, chances are no one heard you. This is how for a long time he was able to sweep all the hate, feedback, and criticism under the rug. Except this time, after all the events that we just saw unfold, he had way too many eyes examining his every move, and he couldn't just sweep criticism under the rug anymore.
I still say
For
this
example,
World of Warcraft
around the
thing. It's
end
just
of
like,
January 2025, Pirate Software
you got
had
the wrong
DMCA,
person on your guild
an indie game,
for your
threatened
raid.
to sue its developer. Why? Well, the developer shows us the main reason why Pirate Software wanted the game taken down.
I still feel like a lot of content creators are a little irresponsible when it comes to, and this is a big call out. They can be a very irresponsible with choosing their teammates because they first believe in numbers and then they believe in the person. And instead it should be like, first you need to believe in the person, and then if the numbers is just an extra, if it matters. I have a lot of friends who are top dogs, and I have a lot of friends who are underdogs. I have a lot of friends who have essentially like not, existent careers because, they're just starting or they're small. They just do this as a hobby. And I trust them way more than people that are big in the big leagues. But at the same time, I do have big friends who are amazing, who have been done incredible, feats in the content creator sphere. I'm talking like 100,000 subscribers, and they're really, really good friends and amazing people. But someone like Pirate Software, just because he has good numbers, doesn't mean you need to rely on them to be on your guild. I feel like the first mistake they made wasn't, it was on getting this person to be part of that team. That's on them. Maybe he was good, but then he turned bad. I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Hi, Coco. How's it going? How's the mood? It's all good. Peaches and cream over here.
Here it is. It's this roach wearing the same wizard hat that he was wearing during World of Warcraft while mimicking some of the things that
I need
he was
to remove
saying.
mine.
Watch.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
This is kind of funny though.
This whole game got DMCA'd because of this. I mean, this is how sensitive he is. And now many people were made aware of this. He couldn't just copy.
This is called the Streisand effect, by the way.
Because every time he did,
if you try to hide
more haters,
sometimes if you try to hide your shit by calling it out or letting it exist, you're gonna create what's called a Streisand effect. You're going to make more light out of it.
His strategy was now outdated. Everyone was made aware of what had happened to this indie game. And speaking of indie games, there was renewed scrutiny over Pirate Software's indie game called Heartbound, with many wondering why it's been in early access since 2018 with no release date in sight. Give it 3 more years, it'll be a decade. Some people were comparing him to Yandere Dev, a very well-established lolcow who hadn't released his game in over a decade. And when people actually analyzed its code, they found some of the worst written code known to mankind. Seeing all this scrutiny and criticism catch up to his own game development must have hit one hell of a nerve, because very shortly after he announced that Heartbound would start receiving monthly updates, and all it took was people going there and reviewing it negatively. He was hoping that this would steer off the criticism and scrutiny, and that things would eventually finally go back to normal, but the haters weren't really done just yet. People were putting into question
it's because of the game he made.
Identity, the fact that he worked at
We're getting to the game arc of
worked what exactly, as well as him claiming that
Pirate
he was
Software.
one hell of a hacker who had gone to the yearly hacking conference DEF CON and won some pretty important events there, with the help of his team that he never mentioned, of course, always taking credit for this by himself. I mean, at some point he was invited to a podcast called Dropped Frames. This was a clip from it, and here's the title: PirateSoftware on how he became a hacker for the government. These were the stories that he was telling people. Watch this.
You're a hacker. Like that's where you like kind of started.
Actual hacker.
An actual hacker. Like,
Yes.
Not like I'm a hacker. No, you're an actual hacker. You won.
Like an actual hacker.
Yeah,
Yeah, my last job was hacking power plants for the federal government. I worked for the United States Department of Energy.
So
Just
a dude
the
walks in with a laptop and a suit, and you lean over to who's that guy?
Yeah, so did I. I hacked the
hacker
government.
from the government.
Yeah, that's the hacker.
It's even worse 'cause we go in like 3 to 4 man teams, man. So like we've got a team. Of
Oh, you
dudes
had a
looking
fleet.
Like
You had
this.
like a team of dudes in suits,
wasn't just
holding
me.
laptops,
Yeah,
walking into
exactly.
restricted areas. Okay.
When he says things like this, what he's trying to paint in your mind as a viewer is that he's some sort of Unit 8200 Mossad agent writing zero-day exploits on USBs that are snuck into Iranian nuclear facilities and that infest and shut down the entire technical operation of that nuclear power plant. When in reality, if you look at his LinkedIn and reconcile it against his skill set, what he did was social engineering. He wrote phishing emails and tried to gain access to credentials and user systems that way.
So Coding Jesus said it best. PirateSoftware's entire identity.
Chat, guess what? Guess what? I took my neighbor's mail. I grabbed my neighbor's mail and I took it out of the mailbox and then I put it inside. Guess what? I'm a criminal. That's a federal crime. You're not supposed to touch your neighbor's mail. Actually, what happened was my neighbor's mail arrived in my mailbox. So I put it on his mailbox. But according to the law, I touch his mail. That's a federal crime. I'm a terrorist. I'm an actual terrorist. Not only that, I also broke the lid in my own trash can given to me by the government. I'm a terrorist. I'm an anarchist. I'm declaring it here. Clip that. Put it out of context. Call me out on Twitter. Okay, I'll do you the favor.
Was slowly starting to unravel right before our very eyes. From the shorts that made him go viral, to the stories he used to say on stream, to quite literally everything about him was nothing more than either an exaggeration or him trying
Speaking
as
of
best as
terrorists,
possible
hello,
to
Rin.
sugarcoat reality. We can very clearly see on his LinkedIn that first off, he didn't work.
Guys, I robbed Rinarumi. I robbed Rinarumi like dead cold, stone cold. I stole their Pokemon and I kept them and they're never getting it back. That shit's mine forever. How's it going, Rin? We're reacting to the PirateSoftware video. Welcome to the video. And hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you for the raid.
Work at Blizzard for 7 years. It was actually 6
Oh,
years.
snap,
6
the clip
months,
is here.
and
It's
his
real.
initial roles were him being
Run,
in
Chad,
quality
run.
assurance for the first 4 years at Blizzard, so the majority of his time there, he was in an entry-level role, eventually being promoted multiple times
Pirate
and
Downey
finishing off
Jr.
as a senior red team specialist. In his own description of the job, he said, infiltrated
Rain,
and
how was the
exploited
stream?
physical access controls, managed social engineering operations to improve employee awareness and
Cyberpunk.
resilience,
Oh my gosh.
and finally created, launched, and managed a global web application bounty program. As Coding Jesus said, this guy would literally just send
Coding
phishing
Jesus.
emails, make phone calls, try to pretend to be an outsider in order to have employees make mistakes so that they can improve internal protocols. I mean, it's an important job, that's for sure, but even on his LinkedIn, he would make claims that he worked on all these different games. I mean, yeah, indirectly, but none of your code made it to the game. You didn't model, you didn't texture, and you sure as hell didn't animate. You just so happened to work on internal projects in parallel to these games. And yet, every time someone would mention something about games, about the video game industry, about whatever, he would always start off by saying, I worked 7 years at Blizzard, actually, so I know what I'm talking about. When in reality, no, you have more experience as an indie developer than you ever had as a developer at a AAA company, and that's the truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that he made this such an important and integral part of his personality that it felt like a massive betrayal. But that's not all. His dad was Joey Ray Hall. This picture right here is of 10 people.
Let me
if you
guess.
don't know who they are, these
You work in
people
Blizzard.
happen to be the original founders of Blizzard Entertainment. Yes, these guys are legends.
Nepo, is this why he's a Nepo baby? Literally, he was. Oh my god.
In every sense of the word, and the guy in the middle is none other than Jason Thorhall's father. He later became the director of cinematics at Blizzard, which is probably the only thing that Blizzard has been consistently good at for the last 20 years. He was also the inspiration behind this guy in South Park from the famous World of Warcraft
Oh my
episode.
God,
this guy was
that's
a legend
real.
in every sense of
Oh,
the word. And so
I've never seen that.
Mashable.com, when they made this article about PirateSoftware titled How Streamer PirateSoftware Gained Nearly 2 million subs in 6 months, they just had to mention the fact that he's a Nepo baby, saying when he was 16, he landed a dream job as a game tester at Blizzard Entertainment, which before the bloated loot boxes and corporate acquisition by Microsoft for $68.7 billion was considered one of the most respected companies in the video game industry. It helped that he was a Nepo baby since his dad, Joey Ray Hall, had spent over 2 decades at the industry titan since almost the very beginning. Now, of course, after 6 months, he would leave because he felt that the corporate life wasn't for him, and many years later would reapply by himself without the help of his dad, landing a QA role, which I believe, because if he had the help of his dad, no way he would end up in an entry-level position. But still, just them including this sentence, calling him a Nepo baby, truly triggered him beyond belief. I mean, look at what he had to say.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let me just...
Yeah, really not a fan of that.
Okay, I something...
Not a fan of that. It's one of those things that I've been trying to fight my entire career. It's one of the things that I've had to argue with people in chat about. It's one of the things that we ban people for here. Anytime people say shit like that, because it's deeply disrespectful and it completely overwrites any of the things that I've done throughout my career as something that is somebody else's success, which they have not been in any possible respect.
What?
And it's just rude as fuck. So, what do you say? In the thing, he said it was he called me a Nepo baby in his article. No, that's dog shit behavior. Really gross. In any case, let's go find somebody to raid.
I mean, you heard him, right? He would ban people in chat if they called him a Nepo baby. It's the...
Oh my god, but he is! He completely is! That's what nepotism is! Nepotism, it just means when basically someone who essentially hires someone or gives favoritism to someone who is more in the known than an actual person who may deserve a role in something. Let's say you're getting a job, but instead of you getting a job, the boss's kid get the job, or the boss's best friend gets the job instead of you, who may be probably more qualified. And speaking of nepotism, I'm gonna call Rin right now. We're getting a cameo appearance in this video. Rin! You're taking shots. I'm so sorry.
You call me a terrorist, and then you call me a Nepo baby? Speaking of Nepo babies, hello? What?
I'm teasing you. Hold on. Let me actually put your Fugi in here.
I'll fight you.
You will fight me? Wait, where the heck are you? Why do you not appear in my screen?
Well, wouldn't you like to know where the boy?
Wait, what do I need to know? Explain. Hold on, can you confirm what Loot Tentacle said in the chat? The theory of you should check out the voice mod theory that he deepens his own voice. You seem to know about what?
He does. He actively is changing his voice. I don't know if he's using a mod, but he is definitely. That's not his OG voice. That hey there, how's it go? That fucking deep voice he does is fake. I would know. The voice I use is fake. Hey, how's it going?
What the heck? But it makes me giggle because this man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like having a personality voice in a stream.
Markiplier voice mod.
There's nothing. What is so wrong about having just a voice? But I feel like maybe he's altering the voice, but it's I don't think. Is there something wrong about that, chat? What do you think? I feel like lots of people do it. Even I do. Whenever I want to do like just be nice and not sure where I was going with that, but I feel like that's the minimum. That's the minimum. But it is kind of funny. It would be really funny if it was like an actual like voice mod.
That would be funny. Good old Pirate Downey Jr. out here making spaghetti code, acting like he's
100%
really something.
Bookie. Heck yes, I believe Bookie. I believe in Bookie no matter what you say. No matter what, so you're welcome to say anything, Bookie. Yeah, allegedly fake his own hype train record last year. That may be reaching. Is that real or not? What do you think? Because that was a stupid hype train.
I mean, I could believe it.
Did you watch this video, by the way?
Which one?
The
I've
one
seen
that
more
I'm watching.
Pegasus. I've seen more Pegasus videos about it.
Oh my god.
Yes, I've watched the absolute most diabolical YouTuber on the internet.
Oh my gosh.
Right next
Also-
to my blue boy.
Also, chat, let me know how Rin's voice is. By the way, let me actually share my window with you.
Yeah, I do keep actively muting myself in case the fan catches.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Easiest way to
Let's see what
trigger him. And yet, at the same time, the same guy who's acting triggered over being called Nepo Baby said this multiple times on his stream. Watch.
So I'm second generation Blizzard. I'm the first second generation Blizzard
my God, this
employee
Wiki compilation is
that
so
ever
good.
existed in the company. I'm also second generation Blizzard employee. I was a second generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second generation Blizzard employee ever. I was the first second generation Blizzard employee. And I love that shit.
It's the way he represents his fucking title. That sounds like such a snob thing to say.
My dad works at Blizzard.
Like, I work at Blizzard, but the second generation of Blizzard. Who the fuck cares? Did you do good job or not good job? You worked to work. Is it important? Rin?
It's funny because here's the thing. Listen, we all know what Blizzard's famous for at this point. You know, the breast milk that
sorry.
got missing. So you know, we know who it was now.
Ugh, sorry, I forgot, Mia. It's the first second generation. What does that even mean? Is it first or is it fucking second? Rin, can you promise me? Can you promise me that if I ever crash out, please don't help me? If I ever have a crash out moment as a VTuber, let me.
Oh, no, this is a rightful crash out. To be fair, this is justified. The second generation pure Blizzard. Yeah, you just bred at Blizzard.
Yes. Oh my god, the chat. I was a VTuber before the updates happened on Live 2D. I'm the first second generation of Live 2D studio.
Have you seen the chat logs that came out about this guy? It's crazy.
I've seen very little. That's why I'm here. I'm here to educate myself. The chat has been so great. Foobs have been helping me defeat the allegations of the World of Warcraft, and I can see and understand. I can now understand what happened there and have my own opinion on it. Luke Tentacle's been telling me about the voice mod and all this stuff. It was an accident, but yeah, the bot was deleted. There was an accident? I don't believe in such accident. I feel like it's all a conspiracy by the Blizzard. Also, that one clip where he said like, "Oh, I can't wait for all these people to get banned because I worked at Blizzard." Hello, can you hear me? Rin's dead.
That company working for Blizzard sucked.
Oh my
Again, a lol cow is someone who is unintentionally hilarious when being 100% serious. And I just can't stop laughing at this.
You okay,
guy.
Rin? I can hear you.
Seriously, I was the first second generation Blizzard employee. What is this? The Chinese dynasty? Like, what are you even talking about? And let's be real here. The only reason you were the first second generation Blizzard employee was purely because of your dad. Because back then, they didn't even have a recruiting team. You were just the easiest hire. And I think one thing he has to understand is that being a Nepo Baby isn't a bad thing. I think most people, if they had a dad or a mom who worked a really cool job, they would love to take advantage of that, and they do. For example, Jack Quaid is an actor that was called a Nepo Baby multiple times by fans. That's because his parents are both Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, two very successful actors. His response was very refreshing for fans, agreeing with the Nepo Baby label and saying, "I'm an immensely privileged person. I don't think it undermines my talent," adding that he was able to get representation pretty early on because of being a Nepo Baby and that it's already more than half the battle. So as I said, being a
Also, freaking Diddy in the corner was throwing me off so hard. That was...
Oh, Lord.
No,
I just seen James Gunn up there, and I was like, "Hey."
Oh yeah, there's a lot of pictures in there. There's no way that Blizzard would do such a thing. Not the modern Blizzard. That's true, Joker. And Foobs, I so believe in that as well. I hate it when people make like false information. It really like confuses the ongoing information. Like making up shit on the spot about a person you hate so much. It happens in a lot of like places. Let's just say it like that. And Mujin was trying to explain the whole Nepo. What is wrong with nepotism in this kind of vacation? Like, it is by no means. If you have a family that can help you get a job, please, by all means. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. It's the way he's like rubbing it off on people that makes him such a trash person.
For real.
Nepo Baby isn't inherently a bad thing. It's only bad when you try to deny it, when you get defensive, because come on, who are you lying to? And that was what PirateSoftware was doing. It was becoming more and more obvious that PirateSoftware had a massive ego, but also very deep-rooted insecurities. He wanted to appear like a genius no matter what. And according to him, geniuses never apologize, geniuses never admit fault, but they also never make mistakes and always, no matter what, figure things out.
Oh yeah, you're right on that.
This is something that became painfully obvious when he would play some pretty hard puzzle games and would figure out some of the hardest things all by himself miraculously after looking at his phone, playing it off like it was some genius eureka moment. Outer Wilds is a critically acclaimed, story-rich space exploration game that just so happens to have some pretty complex puzzles. PirateSoftware would play this game on stream, and he would proceed to solve these puzzles all by himself, miraculously, and more specifically, after looking at his phone. In the VOD of his gameplay, around 8 hours and 7 minutes, he gets stuck in an area and he needs to get out somehow. This is one of the many puzzles in this game. Now, he would struggle to find the solution, deliberate with his chat, talk a bunch, and then at around the 8:20 mark, he would pull out his phone right here and continue talking to chat. This
I saw this clip!
2 minutes in which he deliberates while very...
Just admit you cheated, you absolute dummy! Why?
He won't. That's the thing. No, he'll never admit it.
He's so, oh my god! Like I'm just gonna play the video.
Clearly looking at his phone, and then eventually, at around the 8-hour 22-minute mark, he would get a eureka moment.
Maybe it's not with the scanner. Maybe there's a different way. Maybe it's not the scanner at all. Maybe it's the time. Maybe the fact that we were able to destroy the surface like that was the point. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have an idea.
Guys, wait a minute. Oh my god, I have an idea.
Oh my god,
guys,
big brain. Oh my god. This is, we had an office moment right here. It's a pure genius. Oh wait, let's just admit that you couldn't. Yeah, it's so true. Look, I have a lot of streamers in the chat here. Too many, actually. What are you all doing here watching me this video? Why are you... Love you, everyone. Thank you for stopping. I appreciate it. But there's nothing wrong with admitting you can't solve a puzzle. I do it all the time. It's true. Just say you couldn't figure it out and be like humble. It would be even better. Like if you can't admit it, but it's the way he doubles down on shit.
This just came out of nowhere. My brain just works differently. Did I mention that I worked 7 years at Blizzard? This would spread like wildfire on Reddit. This guy is faking his Outer Wilds run in order to appear to be a genius to his community. That's crazy. It's so ridiculous you can't even believe it. But as I already mentioned,
man gonna make you crash out. No, this will
scrutiny. He normally would have been able to get away with this, and he did get away with this in other games. It's just that now things were different. When questioned about cheating in Outer Wilds, this is what he had to say.
Why did you cheat in Outer Wilds? What? How the hell would you cheat in that game? Bro, we played it all live on stream. Alright, bud. It's a wild-ass thing to say.
Yes, how would you cheat while live streaming this as he stares into his phone for 2 straight
minutes? I cheat in games all the time, and I do it all the time too.
I do this too. Like I did it. I can say where I did it. I did it when I was playing like Zelda. What was it? The Echoes of Wisdom, because I wanted to like not get out of the damn dungeon to figure out if an item need to be gotten from the town or just how to solve a puzzle. I was just being like in the literally in the middle of the dungeon. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. This is like too much. I need to figure out what this is for. And I I remember at that very moment, I didn't even say anything. I just opened my phone. I just like got the clue. Or sometimes in the background, I like screenshot something or just straight up take a photo of them of things. Also, Meowdy, hello Lily, how's it going? I do the same thing. Like it's
on stream, like especially in Final Fantasy VII right now, or even in FF8. Like I would be like, hey guys, look, I don't want to have to look this up, but I'm gonna have to look this up because I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's the fact that you like. It's the fact that you like. Clearly, he did, even when he was like trying to admit it.
It's like just own it, but he literally.
Man's a piece of shit, but none. But I don't know. People like this is best to like ignore. You don't need to harass them. It's just it's just some dumbass.
Controversy would be when he would play the game Animal Well that released on May 2020.
See, I disagree. I think we should make fun
the World of Warcraft content.
You need to make fun of. Okay, yeah, it is fair.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he deserves the bullying, but it's just that some people take it really far.
Oh yeah, like I'm, you know me, I'm not like, go do bad things to yourself or anything like that. It's, it's like I'm doing like, haha, you're stupid, that's dumb.
True. Also, thank you for the follow, Min.
Controversy and before the increased scrutiny. But after he had embarrassed himself in Outer Wilds and World of Warcraft, people thought to go back and check his gameplay because they thought, wait, now that I think about it, this was kind of suspicious. And the evidence here was damning. It was simply undeniable. You see, Animal Well is a puzzle game, but not just any puzzle game. It has many puzzles and many secrets that are very easy to miss if you don't take your time analyzing every aspect of it. When the game first came out, you had people on Reddit and in forums trying to work together in order to find all of its secrets and puzzles. One of those puzzles was the Wingding puzzle. This took the entire community over a week of teamwork in order to find the solution. This was a group effort in every way, and no one person could have solved it by themselves. The guide came out on May 19th, 2024, and it just so happens that PirateSoftware miraculously, all by himself on stream, solved this puzzle on May 19th, the day the guide came out. I mean, bro, seriously? You'd also have some people write entire essays with proof as to why they think that PirateSoftware cheated. If you want to read this and have actually played Animal Well, you can pause the video, but in a nutshell, it's almost like he was trying his hardest to ruin any ounce of reputation
just admit
he
you
had
cheat.
left. I mean, seriously, are you that insecure that you would cheat in a fucking puzzle game in order to appear to be a genius to your community? Really? It's insanity. But this was reality because, as I said earlier, this
no one's gonna
was
blame you if you cheat like that.
every aspect of his brand and personality, even down to his most fundamental traits, like his own voice. People would somehow unearth this old clip of him at a convention in which he sounded completely different than how he sounds today, leading many to believe that he's either faking his voice or simply using a voice changer on his microphone. Listen to this.
Show been so far? It's actually been amazing. It's our first time out here at Denver Comic Con, and there's so many people, and they love the games. So it's been awesome.
Oh my god!
For us today?
It's such a drastic difference.
It's incredibly different. This man had like triple puberty. There it is.
It's like when I go, hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, so my balls just dropped after I finally hit the roof of my ceiling.
There's nothing wrong with like making a voice for your streamer and personality. It's the way that he's like portraying it. It's a little cringy.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's a little cringy because he has a fake. He has such a fake life. That's the sad part. I think that's just local. It's just like a lot of them tend to be like impulsive liars. Is it impulsive liar? Is there another term for like someone who just like
compulsive liar? Yeah.
Compulsive liar.
They will always lie, and anytime they get caught in the lie, they will double down on the lie.
Yeah, it's like Boogie. Have you heard about Boogie?
Oh yeah, I know about Boogie 9 whatever.
Yeah, Boogie is such an incredibly liar. It's a big liar.
It's crazy.
Don't call me out faking. There's nothing. No, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's like I said. There's nothing wrong with like having a voice personality for your streams and all that. You have fun with it. Have fun, you know. And the confidence is key, but the man just portrays that very awkward energy in this situation.
So we have Champions of Breakfast, which is a twin stick shooter that we made in 24 days from concept to release on Steam. Blew up.
Don't hate you, fool. I don't hate you.
And
that's false allegations. I love
so
you.
If you're into really hard arcade games, that's the kind of thing for you.
You know what though? To be fair, he sounds like such a pleasant person here. This is someone I can see myself being friends with. Look, people want to theorize and say that he has a voice changer or is faking his voice. I think he was just killed by an evil clone. I think that's a better explanation. This, of course, would be the only clip where you'd hear him have a different voice, like this one, for example.
I'm gonna have to peel my hot dog. I have to peel it. Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
Hell, this could have been a voice. He probably could have been like just being squeaky to be funny. And that's okay, because this is like 6 years ago. Look at that.
I don't know, Sain, because like back in the day, I remember real early YouTube, and maybe this doesn't apply to streaming because I'm still not the, I'm still really new to streaming.
Hi, correct.
Speaking, but the squeaker voice was something that you would be made fun of relentlessly on the internet.
Not really, maybe by some sides, but there was remember early days like
Gamers
Fred.
were real bad about it. Yeah, and where's he now?
Yeah, sure, okay, you're right. But he was popular though. He had an audience.
Yeah, he made like what 2 or 3 movies. Fuck.
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled. You see, now that I've peeled the hot dog, it's ready to eat.
Look, a hot dog is
That's
about
right.
to be eaten by Thor.
It's ready to eat.
Okay, look, if you're not convinced yet, here's a more recent clip of him playing Animal Well. This was around a year ago, back in 2024. Look.
I don't know what that gives me, though.
I don't know what is that supposed to do? How am I gonna put that shit in there?
Oh, the crack! Oh, his voice had a deep like crack in there. Like it's like when you're young and you're like in midway through puberty, and sometimes you go like, "Hey guys, you want to play some balls?" And he just like cracks out.
Hey guys, you want to play some
baseball? Rewind that.
God damn it.
Oh, he would realize.
This is a more recent clip of him playing Animal Well. This was around a year ago, back in 2024. Look.
I don't know what that gives me, though.
I don't know what is that supposed to do? How am I gonna put that shit in there? Oh, god damn it.
To some people, this was his voice changer glitching. To others, this was him mistakenly getting too comfortable with his real voice. What does PirateSoftware have to say about this? Well, apparently, according to his doctor, his voice went through a second puberty in his 30s. That's right. Apparently, your
second puberty is real. Second puberty is real. I believe in second puberty theory. Okay, hear me out. When you're it's a little different. It's a little different for adults. When you're in your 30s, suddenly for some reason, you acquire a new illness. It's like gacha. It's like your bones are creaking, or in my case, I won the SSR lottery rainbow. I got my illness. I have a chronic disease now. When I got into my over my 30s. Second puberty has hit the streamer. No, he had to explain it like that. It demands a compulsive liar.
Yeah.
Balls can drop twice, but I could only find a handful of sources on this, and this article from the BBC pretty much sums it up by saying that as we get older, the larynx gets stiffer, making the vocal cords less flexible. I mean, this isn't new. When you talk to someone who's 90 years old, they'll sound different than what they used to sound like in their 20s. But to have this much of a dramatic change, that's crazy. Regardless though, I mean, the pressure was getting to PirateSoftware. Not only was his game getting scrutinized, not only was his past out in the open, but people were criticizing his gameplay, the way he played games, and even his voice.
This whole video is about
out of
how sad this man is.
So the next thing you know, he was on stream with a psychologist by the name
I heard
of
about
Dr.
this.
K.
I love
Oh my god,
K.
Otherwise known as Dr. K, runs the
him.
healthygamer.gg organization.
The psychiatrist, if I remember correctly, if it's the clip I'm thinking of, destroys him.
Oh yeah, I seen like maybe it's the same clip that I saw on Twitter, but I like Healthy Gamer GG. Dr. K is freaking great. Never seen a man fall so deserved. True. I'm sort of tuning in this. Don't worry, Tomo. It's Were you surviving?
Organization.
Oh,
He's a
holy
clinical
crap.
psychologist who founded this brand in order to be able to reach the very big and growing demographic of
I got
gamers,
this.
a group of people who very often will struggle with mental health and not really seek out therapy when they should. His content is mostly educational, drawing parallels
admit to
between
being
video
trash.
games and what
True.
you go through mentally, and overall,
Never,
he's
Fully,
been
never.
quite successful.
I will
Now,
double
of course,
down.
That's not to say that he
I
doesn't
will
have
double,
his fair
triple
share of haters.
down.
Some people,
how
for
I'm not
example, have
trash.
criticized the fact that he does these therapy sessions with streamers in public, even though the person in question consents to it. From Dr. K's perspective, though, he wants to show people that streamers are humans too. And if someone like those streamers that they idolize is brave enough to get therapy, then they can do so too. His conversation with PirateSoftware would last over 3 hours and a half. It would get viewed by almost 1 million people, and having watched a good chunk of it, I can tell you right now, regardless of what you might think about Dr. K, I think this stream truly shows his incredible skill in being able to converse with such an obvious narcissist without having him rage quit the call, while still
Streamer's not human.
trying
I'm a
his
cyber
best to
VTuber.
give him a reality check. And for you to understand that, I want you to watch this clip.
For this shit right now is like they come in and they're like, did you know that he worked at Blizzard for 7 years? Like, yeah, that was my career. And I'm proud of that. So of course I'm going to talk about that because it gives context to talk about other things around the games industry, which is what we do on the stream.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that
If
is
that
the
makes
problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase.
Sure.
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Oh my god.
I don't see it that way, but all right.
God, it must be so hard talking to someone like that. Anyway, in the next
Yes,
clip,
Jerome,
we'll be
this was.
seeing
It was at the
logic
beginning.
behind PirateSoftware's attitude when it comes to never apologizing.
Let me
Like not give any context whatsoever?
Yeah. Let's say yes to that. I think that's a bit of hyperbole, but
Just an emotional response?
no, just say, hey guys. So basically, you know, when you tell the narrative, you start with like, I made a mistake, everyone made mistakes. I was smug.
I'm not
And then
arrogant,
there's
but
a lot
here's
that
why I'm
comes after that.
arrogant.
How would you feel about just ending it after that first paragraph?
I hate that.
Okay.
I have like an immediate emotionally angry response against that.
Very good.
Because it feels like idiocracy.
Okay.
It feels like that's too long, didn't read. I don't need all those words when few words do gooder. That I hate that shit. Like I super hate that kind of communication of like there's a lot of people who say like, oh, you should just say my bad, guys. No, that does not in any way explain a situation. That doesn't tell you any information that is real. It is hand waving for the masses
If
in
I
a way
was
that is
arrogant, here's how I do it.
disingenuous
Oh
to
my
what
gosh.
happened and disingenuous to the people that are involved. I feel like to do that would be just me lying for the sake of lying so that people would fuck off.
This really gave us an insight as to how his mind functions. And as you heard from him talking, he hates the idea of just saying, my bad, let's move on. I'm sorry, let's move on. He wants to sit there and tell 12
Narcissism.
paragraphs as to why he was wrong, but not really, while others were more wrong than
I met people who will never admit like why they were at fault for something. And they will always make an excuse. They will always turn it around, take an accountability. It's like not a thing they do. Some people make. I guess is it just like in some people's nature, like to never apologize for something and feel like they're always in the right because they live in a world and a mentality where they are like the main protagonist of everything, and their word is absolute to their brain and to their ideals. I guess even I at some point had those moments, you know, when I was on my teens, you know, teens believe that very much. And some people just don't grow from that phase, you know. I've seen it many times. I've seen it when I used to be a teacher. That happened a lot. Also, agree. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Never asking how others feels about their behavior either. Yeah, PirateSoftware is just the type of person to send you 3 paragraphs to justify something instead of apologizing. That is what we are seeing here. This entire video has been like a catalog of this person's just like oopsie doopsies. But not only that, also a reflection of how much of a narcissist this person really, really is. And welcome to the chat.
all of a sudden things make a lot of sense. Now listen to how Dr. K responded to that. Okay, just watch.
So I think what I liked about that response, so my hope, so we're not here to like rehab your PR, right? We're just here to have a conversation. And at the same time, over the last 2 hours, there's something about the way that I hear you talk that rubs me the wrong way. There's something about the way that you talk that seems...
Yeah.
dismissive. So I'll tell you where that...
No, I agree with that.
Right? So
No,
it's like,
I
made a mistake, we all made mistakes.
You are dismissive. Yes, I will dismiss that. Yes, I will.
Howdy, Julian.
Okay.
Right, so there's something about your sentence construction. It's like, oh yeah, Thor, I'm sorry I cheated on you, bro. I really do love you. You know,
this is low key. This is some VTubers as well that I met. When I hear the, I don't want to have an opinion today. I feel like there's so many things that can send me in hot waters. But there's people out there who just would not want to take accountability for their awful shit. And also, because I heard some people bring drama to my DMs. Like, oh, I had this drama with this person. And it's like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. Right, Sain? You will defend me because you're my friend. Hold up. No. 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 I'm reading the situation. You're kind of like in the loss here. You're like overreacting over something so minuscule, from what I think, in my humble opinion.
Saying Danny gave me a hug. I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm telling you right now, you gotta go hug it back.
How could you?
How could you?
People do that? Yeah, no. And I see. I'm in an awkward position. This is out of topic. We're talking about the PirateSoftware situation, but since I mentioned that, I'm in an awkward position where I'm not big. And this is not me like, ooh, self-deprecating because I'm not a partner or whatever. No. I am genuinely, like, by status, officially, I'm not a big streamer. However, I've been in this for 3 years. I'm a second generation VTuber. So I am like, I have an awkward position where I am, let's just say how it is. I'm going to say this raw without, for lack of a better terms. I'm big enough to be, to have some people show some level of like, fandom. Let's just say it. And from content creators of some sizes, of all sizes. But I am small enough that I am approachable. Sometimes when you see a big streamer, and this is not something that I truly believe in, I kind of do. Some of them are like very intimidating to approach because, hey, this person is, this person's big. I don't want to like screw up. I don't want to screw up with this big streamer because it would be like really bad for me. And also, I also don't want to look bad because they're probably a really busy person. When you see someone smaller, hey, they may be some approachable. They may be more approachable because they're relatable. So in a nutshell, what I want to say, I'm big enough to be respected by some people. I guess some people find me intimidating too, but I'm also small enough so that people can find relatable. So I get approached by a ton of people in the most awkward angle. People who have approached me to be like, hey, I know you, and you know so-and-so, which is really, 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 really interesting. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I find you intimidating. If I'm intimidating, I'm not intimidating. You want to know who's intimidating? Papa Spot with the raid. I appreciate you. Thank you, Papa Spot. Oh my God. Can you fart very loud? That's a random chatter right there. But all it comes at a cost. Sain can be intimidating. I'm not intimidating. Thank you for the raid, Papa Spot. Hope you had a wonderful time. We're doing a reaction video. I'm here with the wonderful Bruno Rumi. Hope you had a lovely time.
Hello.
But yeah, Chad, that's what I'm saying. I was talking about that. Like, what's up, Bruno?
Do you remember the first thing I told you when you were stalking me in my YouTube?
No.
What was one of the first? I said that I would prefer to have a friendship more than anything.
Aww.
Because I would prefer being friends over any other thing because I'm so scared of being stabbed in the back. I see it happen so much, it would break me.
Yeah, thank you for the biddies.
I don't think I could take it.
I got wonderful, amazing friends, and I'm glad that people. I fully understand what you said right there. It's probably also. We did our own unique vibe checks back then. I feel like more people need to do that. It's definitely mandatory. There's nothing wrong with also doing a stream with someone you may not know. I'll say has two intimidating reasons. I'm intimidating for 2 reasons. I see why. But anyways,
no, I'm an awful friend. Stay away from me. Pulls
Never
out guns.
stab your friends in the back. Stab them in the chest and let them know that you're stabbing them. Hey, yo, Fubuki, would you do that to me? Would you? No, Fubuki wouldn't backstab me. Fubuki would be the kind of person to front stab me and be like, GG. Papa Spot, hope you had a wonderful stream. Hope you had a blast, honestly. Let's continue watching the video because we're watching this video about this person called PirateSoftware and how much of a narcissist they are because it's a very weird catalog of things. Let's continue the video in the meantime. Oh, there's Kerbo out of nowhere. I feel like I had more to say about what I just said. I feel like more people would love to hear exactly. I'm not gonna describe exactly the type of situations that it's very awkward, by the way. I've been in some spots where it's like, oh, Sain, do you know about X and Y, thing happening among all these VTubers? And I'm like, why are you telling me this? I've been in those, and then some people just find me approachable to say things like that, things that they wouldn't say in public because they need reassurance. They need the reassurance. He has some words about it. Yeah, I know about him. Oof. Yeah, it's a big oof fest. Anyways, let's continue.
Have flaws in this marriage.
I think the funny thing here is that Dr. K is known to be very
Kabuki stabbing gets more exciting when the stabby does the stabbers
at all when it comes to streams like this. But in this case, seeing that he's an experienced psychologist, he knew when to become confrontational. He knew when to call out PirateSoftware on his bullshit, and this is what it was: bullshit. In just a span of like 20 seconds, Dr. K had essentially summed up people's entire problem with PirateSoftware. When he would be criticized, when he would be given feedback, when he would be given advice, he was always dismissive and smug. And this smugness is what led us here. People were hoping that this productive 3.5-hour conversation would actually lead somewhere, maybe actually make him apologize for once and take a step back. But it didn't. His empire kept crumbling until we had finally reached the final nail in the coffin. Stop killing games.
This is where I wanted to.
An initiative launched by.
This might be both the most interesting or boring part of the stream. But I've been waiting for this.
I will say this. Listen, love him or hate him, he did do one thing that the internet couldn't do. He united us against him so that way we could.
Who knows? Maybe he's the real hero that we needed.
No. If we give him that, he's gonna take credit. No, he'll pull the. Actually, it was my 4D chess play to make you guys present me as a villain, and you guys actually go help it. He would do it. He wanted it to fail so that way he could just throw his game under the bus and say "fuck you guys."
Oh my god, so true. And also Papa Spot saying what kills me that he had the session with Dr. K and had some high time, but yet doubled back later on it. It's always dismissive to the very end, narcissist to the very end. And that narcissism is what is the most infamous part of the stream. The most infamous part of the story is this part right here. There's a movement called, I'm gonna let Mojin explain it probably. But this is the whole thing that's been going on that some people might find this a little interesting or important because it's related to the gamers.
Yeah,
Ross Scott in the European Union and the United Kingdom. It was meant to be a direct answer to what happened with the game The Crew, made by Ubisoft. At the end of December 2023, Ubisoft all of a sudden announced that The Crew would no longer be purchasable and that its servers would be going down on March 31st, 2024. Seeing that this was a live service game, this meant that after March, you'd never be able to play this game ever again. The salt in the wound, though, was that barely a couple weeks after the servers went offline, Ubisoft revoked The Crew from from people who had bought it digitally, attaching a message saying, "You no longer have access to this game. Why not check the store to pursue your adventures?" To many, this was an outrage. It essentially meant that you never owned your games to begin with. Ubisoft can just take them away. This also more recently happened with Concord. It barely came out for a week and then the servers were offline. If you bought the disc copy, you were played like an idiot. The Stop Killing Games initiative argued that it wasn't really legal. It was very weird for live service games to just shut down like that without giving players an alternative, with Ross Scott on his YouTube channel saying that games as a service is fraud. One thing to note is that this initiative wasn't forcing publishers or developers to keep game servers online forever. What it simply wanted was to have a way to access these games after the servers went offline, by allowing players to host their own servers, for example, arguing that if taking games down like this would become the norm, then way too many games would become lost media, because that's what the Crew and Concord are right now. They're essentially lost media. It was classified as a European Citizens Initiative in which European citizens could sign it, and if it would reach 1 million signatures, then it would be talked about in the European Parliament. It would initially get a couple 100,000 signatures until a certain person would speak out against it in the most aggressive way possible. Of course, we're talking about our good old friend, PirateSoftware. He felt
oh my gosh. So maybe I hope everybody as at this point in the video or in the stream understand so far what the hell is Stop Killing Games and the movement that it's trying to do, because we're about to get into the part about why PirateSoftware has something juicy to say about this. Where so basically, for those who may not know, for the rednecks who need an explanation, basically gamers are out there trying to tell companies like, hey, you know, remember, is it okay if I pay for this game and own it? No, you cannot, because it's a live service game, and once it's gone, it's gone. You own nothing. You know, games you buy, you don't own them, even if you pay
The
for
hell you
things in
mean
the
I
game.
own nothing?
I mean, I truly get it. I truly understand what that means, but at the same time, it would be really nice if there's an option. If you know all those dead gacha games like Dragalia Lost, which is something that I completely cry about because I spent so many hours on it. I wanted to finish it, I just couldn't because I was in a weird spot in my life. I wanted to finish it. Imagine Genshin Impact live service goes out. You know, all the characters that I'm gonna lose. Hell, this isn't only about those kind of games. It's about any kind of game with any kind of live service in it. People just want companies to like, hey, just make something up. Make something, give me like I don't know, a Freemo edition. Not even free. I would gladly pay you $60 for Dragalia Lost. That was a juicy, big, good-looking game with amazing music, and I want it. I want it. If Nintendo said, hey, if you want to unlock Dragalia Lost offline edition, here's a $29.99 purchase on the Nintendo Switch. You can buy it on a physical and then download your characters from the Nintendo account, which is locked in, by the way. Your characters are there. You just can't access it anymore. Thank you, Foobs, for all your insight on stuff. I appreciate you for the longest time. Kingdom Hearts, not Kingdom Hearts, KH Dark Roads shutting down. Fuck. Yeah, oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts, any online game, any online service, there needs to be a way. There are some companies putting their piece on this. Mega Man Gacha game actually made a Mega Man X Dive, I think it was called, actually did an offline mode where you can access all the characters you want. That's it. You just play it. It's there. Awesome. The resources are there. It's not like they
don't want to.
Yeah, but some companies are just like very tenacious. Like, no, what if someday we bring them back? We need to sell them back to you somehow. It just no. The product as it was, we'll happily pay for it again. No, some companies are very adamant about it. If anything, there are some companies going as far like Ubisoft saying like, hey, if you own a physical copy of this game that used to be online, and we no longer provide the service, that copy, it is not as the product as intended. Please destroy the game you bought. Like actually, like if you own Rayman, if you own Mario Wii U, which is no longer supported on the online, you know that online feature with the Wii U tablet with the Miiverse? That copy is Nintendo doesn't want that copy to be in the market. We want you to destroy your copy of like that game. As an example, I don't think Nintendo said that. But that's basically what some companies are trying to say out there, because you don't own games. You're paying for the live service, and that's it.
You will own nothing, and you will like it. This is
Yeah,
mentality.
and then there are people out there who defend this, who such as PirateSoftware, who's very adamant about it. But I'm not gonna spoil anymore.
It's
Yeah.
really hard for them to speak up properly when their throat is knee deep in slong of the gaming companies. What can I say? He had to learn how to peel his hot dog. That's the best way.
They need to stop raw dogging that game corpo stuff. Oh my god! And speaking of raw, we're getting the rawest raid of them all by the lovely Darla Doodles. Oh my god, is that one of our guests from the previous VTuber chat show? Darla Doodles, one of the most critically acclaimed videos that I have on my YouTube channel. Ah, Darla, what the heck? Raw Doodle raid. I'm teasing you. How's it going, Darla? Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm a cyber VTuber called Sain, and I'm here with the lovely Rin Orumi. We are watching Mujin video about PirateSoftware. We're just doing some reaction video right now. Say hello to YouTube. Darla has been in one of our YouTube videos as well. And thank you so much.
What?
You're on YouTube. You're gonna be on YouTube as well in the future.
Wait. Yeah, we should probably talk about the contract. And
the contract? No. What do you mean? Go back to your corner, Rin Orumi. Go back to the basement.
How dare you?
Hey, yo. Oh, Chad, they're packing heat. Darla, hope you had a fun time playing ahead in time. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Computer companies pull this crap too. So true, Sugar. They do that as well. Like, hey, you know that Windows XP? We don't support that. You need to destroy your copy of Windows XP. It was great. It was amazing. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Let's continue the video.
So passionate about this topic that he made 2 videos about it very shortly after it launched in the summer of 2024. Now look, we're not going to watch the whole video. I just want to show you the first 10 seconds. Let's do this.
Hi, my name is Jason Thor Hall, also known as PirateSoftware Online. I've been in the gaming industry for about 20 years. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment, then Amazon Game Studios, and now I'm in my own studio, PirateSoftware, by the same name. It's an indie studio, and I've been...
There's just something about this guy, man. I don't know.
Every time he says I work at Blizzard, I get a tickle on my brain that says laugh. Laugh.
You know he was the one stealing the breast milk. That's all I gotta say. If you don't know about that scandal,
no.
There's people at Blizzard stealing breast milk from him.
No, not the breast milk.
Breast milk in refrigerators. It had to be him.
You think so? You think that's how I got the deep voice?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Bingo. Chad, take a shot of breast milk every time he says I work at Blizzard. Wait a minute, who's gonna be providing that breast milk? It's not gonna be me, right?
No, they can purchase
anyway,
the
he worked at Blizzard Entertainment for around 7 years, guys, and he vehemently opposed every single thing
you
this
can't provide
initiative stood for, arguing
kidding.
that it would kill live service games and kill gaming in general, completely misunderstanding what this initiative was even about, and using his massive influence, which was still present at the time, to
You were
kill
thinking about it, Julian? Oh my
instantly.
gosh.
I want to be clear here. In this video, he tries his best to appear level-headed, professional even, echoing the genius that you first saw in his YouTube shorts at the end of 2023. But on his stream, oh my god, this guy was a mess. These are the very nice things he had to say about this initiative. Watch.
Shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This
No, yeah, according to him, this is the worst thing that's ever been made by humanity. Like, this is like, oh my god, you'd think that this is actually going to end gaming as we know it. But it's not. It's seeking to do the opposite.
shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I drop the mask entirely.
In his very professionally level-headed video, he says this.
It's incredibly important to me that we keep making games and that the next generation has the tools to do so that our medium doesn't die out.
But that's exactly what Stop Killing Games wants to do. The whole point of this initiative is for this medium to not die by allowing so many games to become lost media. And yet, this is what PirateSoftware was saying about this whole thing.
I think live service games getting sunsetted is fine. I've always thought that. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, at this point, just no comment. When he would start receiving quite a bit of backlash, of course now there's more dislikes, but when it first released, I'd say 30% of the like to dislike ratio was dislikes. He made this pinned comment, outlining some points that don't really help his very aggressive reaction that came out of nowhere, and then ended it with a quotation saying he won't even talk to Ross, who is the founder of Stop Killing Games. To which he replied with, "Correct. I think his position is disingenuous due to his comments about how this could be pushed through government. It's a bad direction, removes validity for what the initiative is trying to do, portrays the process in an incorrect manner, and just builds sensationalism. Thinking that kind of language is okay puts him squarely on my not worth it to talk to list, as there are others that could have a more productive conversation." So what he's talking about is this slide here. This one slide in the entirety of this initiative is the only reason why he refuses to talk to Ross. It says, reasons the European Citizens Initiative could pass. Politicians like easy wins. Politicians mostly don't care about video games. The law is already unclear on this practice. The initiative is in line with other consumer policies. It's a diversion from more serious topics. Now, according to Ross, this was a half-truth, half-joke slide. And I think that's how a normal person would view it. I don't think it was tone deaf in any way, but it angered the hell out of PirateSoftware for some reason. I don't know why. Some people theorize that it's because he got close to Ludwig, and together they founded the games publisher
Ludwig can catch a break.
Games. When the Stop Killing Games came out, they were in the process.
Also, Ludwig, look, don't get me wrong. I sometimes I can be a little opinionated about some content creators, but I've seen Ludwig getting some flag from a lot of people for like defending Hassan and stuff like that. That's not something. That's not a topic for this video. That's too deep. We're talking about the games and and this person here, PirateSoftware. But Ludwig can never catch a break. That's just what I wanted to say.
Of releasing a
Let's
live
up
service
those
multiplayer
numbers.
game. So there was definitely some sort of a conflict of interest here. Regardless, this European
That's my
Citizens
new
Initiative
favorite
had a
line.
one-year deadline. It would
I
be
keep quoting it on
automatically closed
streams.
on the 31st of July, 2025. And by the end of June, it barely had 500,000 signatures, which meant it had no hope of ever reaching 1 million, or so it seemed. This was until Accursed Farms, the channel owned by Ross Scott, would release a video titled "The End of Stop Killing Games."
See, here's the thing. Yeah, this man saying the end of Stop Killing Games, and there's one more thing what I wanted to say. Remember at the beginning how I said like Beauty has a lot of bias? PirateSoftware with the deep voice, with the with the looks, and how he grew in the platform of YouTube, and that is true. And when you see this man, it's like, I'm sorry, but I feel like a lot of people are gonna give him a pass because at the beginning, people were giving this person a pass. That's very crazy. It wasn't until like Voice Critical, PewDiePie, and a lot of people saying like, wait a minute, this person's onto something. This movement is actually correct. We are being scammed by gaming companies. We need to fight that shit.
It's an hour-long video that kind of reminds us what this initiative is about, how we got here, the feedback and criticism he's received, the changes he's made, and of course the majority of the video is him responding to PirateSoftware's very aggressive criticisms. Most of the clips of PirateSoftware crashing out over the Stop Killing Games initiative were actually from this video. Ross addresses every single one and ended up, whether intentional or not, making PirateSoftware look like a clown who had no idea what he was talking about. This video almost has 1 million views, and many people watched it. Some of those people happened to be way bigger content creators than PirateSoftware, and seeing that this very important initiative was very close to failure, tried their best to bring as many people as possible to sign it. For example, Moist Critical talked about it in his videos at over 3.5 million views. Hell, even Jacksepticeye talked about it on his second channel, and the video's sitting at over 1 million views. People understood that this initiative wasn't just a good thing for video games, it was integral to ensure its survival for the future. Hell, even Minecraft creator Notch had something to say about it, tweeting, "Hey guys, just got back to gaming after a brief break. Wait, why is there a Nepo Baby doubling down over there?" Adding, "If buying a game is not a purchase, then pirating a game is not theft." This truly solidified the position of PirateSoftware in the Hall of Fame of lolcows. It was
worked at Blizzard
at this
Award.
point. His stupidity had made an entire
I will own
movement
nothing and be
succeed
happy.
just purely on the basis of him being so unaware of what was going
Such a
on.
Bob
He
tweet.
lacked the most basic form of self-awareness.
Oh my God,
And
hi,
thanks to
Quinn.
that, the Stop Killing Games initiative not only reached 1 million signatures, but is currently at over 1.3 million in overdrive. About to reach 1.4 million any time now, with the UK petition reaching double the signatures required. He even had a vice president of the European Parliament voicing support for this initiative and signing the petition himself while urging other Europeans to do the same. This initiative gained so much traction that a publisher group full of the biggest publishers on the planet, including EA and Ubisoft, for example, responded saying that these proposals would curtail developer choice and that it was unsustainable and unfeasible. In other words, they were very scared that this could actually pass. Being a gamer myself, I wish this initiative the best of luck in Parliament, and I truly hope it passes. When I buy a digital game, I'd like to know that I actually own it and that it won't be taken away from me at any given moment. But while this initiative was gaining a lot of positive attention, PirateSoftware, on the other hand, was gaining all the negative attention. He's currently bleeding over 10,000 subscribers daily on his YouTube channel and has currently lost a massive chunk of his viewership on Twitch. I mean, look at these numbers. He used to peak 15,000 concurrent viewers and is now down to 5,000. That's 1/3 of where he used to be 7 months ago. And that's without mentioning all the followers he's been losing. I mean, look at this, minus 50,000 just in July. Additionally, this renewed scrutiny has prompted many YouTubers like Coding Jesus and Slop News Network to analyze the code that he writes on stream, concluding that a child, a literal toddler, can probably do a better job. Seriously, this is the gift that keeps on giving. Because, of course, instead of just apologizing, taking a step back, taking the L for once, admitting you made a mistake, maybe taking some advice that Dr. K gave you, he would triple down or quadruple down, I guess I can't even keep track at this point, and make this post, saying the most interesting narrative is that my video somehow killed the initiative. This graph shows that the initiative already had a downward trend in interest when my videos dropped. My videos do not seem to have had any impact on the movement at all. Making me the villain did though. Best of luck with your next steps.
Bro, I fucking called it!
I can't help but be impressed how much he's willing to die on hills that don't matter. People aren't even tracking cumulative signatures and daily signatures. They just understood that this initiative is worth fighting for. It's very important for the longevity of games as a medium, and that you, with your massive platform, not only criticized it very aggressively, thinking that this was going to be an easy win that made you out to be a genius, but urged all your audience, all your strong community to not sign it when they were telling you to sign it initially. That's how you even found out about the initiative. He would then later tweet this, saying, I am no longer working at off-brand games. People were attacking all of the games we were publishing and trying to mass review bomb them. You can dislike the things I say, but this kind of behavior is unhinged. Learned a lot there, accomplished a lot, hope they succeed regardless, love those dudes and loved working with them, hope they keep cooking. Ludwig would reply to this, saying, stop killing games is a good initiative, but a few bad actors review bombed / harass developers of the games we support at off-brand games. Appreciate Thor stepping down for the betterment of the devs and their games, to which she would get community noted. The note said, rivals of either two has not been review bombed. Verifying this is as easy as opening the Steam page and looking at the graph of reviews. And if you scroll down and look at the graph that shows review trends, we can very clearly see that there's no review bombing going on. If anything, there's positive bombing. Look at all these positive reviews in June.
Am I out of touch?
Hey,
No, everyone else is out of touch.
Victim, right? In fact, the guy became such a victim that I think he started losing his mind. He started comparing his current situation with the Stop Killing Games initiative to Coney 2012.
No.
Dude, no, I'm sorry.
What the hell?
This is a full-fledged, fully developed and evolved lolcow. There's no way you can say this while being self-aware. It's impossible. And after
there's gotta be like a mental breakdown that happens inside a person who becomes like this.
It's called absolutely fatherless behavior.
No, it always surprises me. But this isn't just like content creator. This happens to like anyone in real life. It happens like to people who just have a major crash out where they will forever never like, you know, get whole accountability for something they say, and then just become compulsive liars forever or ever. And then I've yet to see a look. Well, I'm not. That's not true. There are moments where some people like redeem themselves, but these people are almost irredeemable at this point. At the end of the day, what is the crime with this person other than being a trashy person? Yeah. Other than that, I guess, you know, it's just an impressive journey to watch.
For months of complaining about people brigading and harassing him, he does the same exact thing to Coding Jesus. He would leave a comment on his code review video and would then link his comment to his chat so that they can go upvote it in an effort to ratio the video itself. Like, how petty is that? Come on, man.
You make a link to it? You have to click on the little 6 hours edited? Aha! So that doesn't seem to do it? Oh, do I have to right click on this and then copy link address? And then do that? Is that what does this? Ah, it does highlighted comment. There we go. Boop. There's my comment on it.
Oh my god.
Enjoy. And I also have a whole argument with a whole bunch of people in the replies in there so they can see what's going on with it. I talked to them through the entire thing of why I did that all in an array, because that is not normal practice to do that. And it's specifically so that you guys can...
I need everybody in the chat to do a brigade on Rin's link and give them a follow. That would teach them a lesson. That would teach them a lesson so hard.
If any of you come near me, I will say bad words. Stay away from me.
Yeah, go give Rin a follow. I put the link there. It would be so funny if everybody would give Rin a Rumi a follow.
That's a bad idea.
Reverse engineer the game and solve the ARG. Sometimes doing bad practice has meaning, which is...
Whatever, man. He later deleted this VOD because this literally breaks YouTube TOS. This breaks every aspect of terms of service when it comes to brigading and harassment. I mean, at this point, can this get any worse? Yes. He'd be asked about his opinion when it comes to Stop Killing Games finally reaching 1 million signatures, and he said, "I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that your initiative gets everything that you asked for, but nothing you wanted, and I'll leave it there." See, if I was 12 years old, I would have probably thought this was really cool, but now it's just edgy beyond cringe. But listen, as much as this was a ridiculous roller coaster ride on the Lolcow Express, someone did end up asking him, "Hey man, would you consider making an apology video, setting everything straight? Because you know what, this is still salvageable. You can still redeem yourself." And here's what he had to say.
Put up a video saying you were wrong with every situation and the internet move on. I am not doing that. I don't get
Oh my god. I'm getting double rated. Oh my god.
Yeah, simply bend the knee and lie about how you feel, and everyone will stop bullying you.
I don't know if to respect that or not.
No, eat shit.
Hold on a second.
Ah, this guy is so hopeless, man. Now, I will say this.
I mean, if he doesn't want to apologize, like I said at the beginning, a lot of this is like, he's a trashy person, but you don't have to like force a person to have a different opinion. That's their shitty opinion. I guess the worst thing he did was like the brigades, and there are some things that were, okay, this is actually really bad. Also, we got 2 lovely raids by Wood and Avalons. Oh my gosh, the familiar faces. How's it going? Thank you so much for the raids. Much appreciated. We're doing a reaction video, watching some Mujin video. So please, oh wait, that's not you. I just shouted on myself accidentally. How did that happen?
I get the idea of not wanting to apologize, because most of the time, what would be the point? Because I mean, you're gonna get attacked either way.
You're right. Yeah,
like that's just happened time and time and again. But I mean, it's like, at least own it. It's like, yeah, that's my that's my opinion, but I'm not apologizing for it. Like, at least then you could maybe have some respect. But nah.
Nope. It's the way he's like,
he does it.
Yep, it's the way he's like not owning up to it at all. Oh, by the way, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I appreciate your rate. Let me give you a follow right back. Both of you lovely people, thank you so much for the rates. And I'm already following you, Wood. Nice. Man, he never really owned up to it, and that's I don't know. Like I said, he could have worded that better.
Because I'm sure this will appear in the comments. Yes,
it's
I'm
the
aware
narcissism that gets
is
people.
a massive furry, and I'm also aware that he was legally married to someone, and during that marriage, he got in contact with one of the Kickstarter backers of Earthbound, the game he's working on, and started a very inappropriate 18+ relationship with them while being married. Yes, he committed adultery. The reason why I didn't mention this in the video is because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. If he had just apologized during the WoW Classic incident, this coming out wouldn't have done anything to him, because guess what? Most of these messages involved 18+ roleplay, but more specifically, furry roleplay. Yes, they would literally say to themselves, pets you, nuzzles you, plays with your tail, and then get, more 18+ into it. Yes, most people couldn't even read 1 page of chat logs because of how cringy it is. So I'm so convinced it wouldn't have done anything to his reputation. It's meaningless to talk about. But if you're interested, you can check out this video by Fearful Tears titled PirateSoftware, the most delusional Twitch streamer. Look, PirateSoftware is a lesson, not just in content creation, but in quite literally anything. Normal people make mistakes, and geniuses make mistakes too. We're all human. Admitting that you make a mistake isn't you admitting that you have a weakness.
To the end.
No, on the contrary,
Never own up to anything.
Admitting that you're wrong is a weakness in itself, because it shows how insecure you are, how fragile of an ego you have. And it'll only make people want to avoid you. I mean, what's the point? PirateSoftware is the stupid person's definition of a genius, and he managed to ride that wave for a little while. But now the party's over, and he only has himself to blame. He'll still be a content creator, he'll still have a sizable audience,
Even Knox was
but he'll
calling him
never
out?
be able to
Oh
touch
my
the
God.
sky
Oh yeah.
like
Oh
he
yeah.
did
My
at the end of
Blue
2023,
Voldemort
and they're
is
never
calling
coming
them out.
back
Yes.
unless he finally humbles his dumbass. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the entire video up until the end. I
Oh
really
my God.
appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video fairly soon. Yeah, I love you so much. Mwah.
Oh my God. I always like these parts of the end with Mujin. I worked at Blizzard Entertainment for 7 years. I was the first, second generation employee. Oh. Please. I encourage, I'm gonna drop it in the chat as well. All of you, they got so many people watching this video today. Thank you everyone for watching it with me. And sorry that it was a freaking 2-hour long reaction video. Holy shit. It was a 1-hour video and somehow I managed to turn it into 2 because of how many conversations that popped in. I'll give it a like.
On the bright side, Sain, see, at least that means if you added an extra hour of content to an already hour-long video, that's transformative content.
True. So true. That's what YouTube wants. Just make I'll be watching your 10-second clip and I'm gonna turn it into 10-minute content of me insulting you. Rin, I'm talking about your clips. How time flies, holy. But you know, but honestly, this entire video, it isn't beating. Somebody mentioned earlier, like it felt the video feels like it's like making fun of the guy too much and beating down a dead horse. I honestly, if you feel like it was like that, that's valid. But I feel like the major point of this videos are to catalog this entire like locales video, not video, but you know their journey as why they are the way they are. Is this an awful person? Yes. I don't think I can defend this person's statement after some things they did. They haven't really committed like a crime or anything like that. They're not like but they're just a trashy person. As Foop said.
They just have a shitty opinion. I mean,
yep, they're very extremely shitty opinions about a lot of stuff. That's about it. Not someone who commit crimes. I wouldn't harass this person or like make their day worse. They best thing you can do is like not giving them an inch of attention. That's pretty much what they want at this point.
It's good old Robert Downey Jr. You know, that's how he is.
Come on.
I gotta know. Have you seen that video? It's so
no, that sounds strange.
God.